All right, welcome back. Today we will be talking about the recent signings of Matt Milano and Micah Hyde.
So the signing of Matt Milano was quite the surprise to a lot of Bills fans. It was pretty apparent in Brandon Beane's early year, you know, going into the offseason press conference. He was very clear that he was going to let Matt Milano test out free agency. It seemed the way he was talking that he was not very confident that we'd be able to bring Matt Milano back. That being said, we did, and I was actually to the point where I think a lot of Bills fans were to there where I considered Matt Milano already gone. We were looking at linebackers in the draft. A lot of mock drafts had us taking linebackers because everyone has suspected Matt Milano would be gone. But we signed him to a 4-year, $44 million contract with $24 million guaranteed. Some quick info about the salary he's getting: $7 million was given to him at signing, and in 2021 he'll be making $5.3 million for the season, which is cheap for the year, which is perfect because the cap went down 8% from last year, which is down $15 million, and obviously teams are fighting for cap space right now, and to structure the contract so he's not taking a whole lot in the beginning is quite the it's quite the move by Brandon Beane to do that. He's also making 7.5 in 2022. 2023 he's making 9.25, and 2024 he's making 9.55 million. So it's relatively a lot cheaper than a lot of people were expecting. I know Spock Track thought it was going to be around 13.8 million. So getting him with a salary of less than 10 every single year is really good. How do you feel about how we paid him the money he's going to get, and how that'll play into the cap space throughout this year and this offseason?
All right. Obviously getting him under 10 million is great to see. I expected if he was to be signed by other teams that the price he would be asking for is a lot higher. Think Brandon Beane did a great job with that, being able to agree to bring an electrifying player like that and not have to make other moves during the offseason, bringing in new guys. I don't know, it's just going to be great for the team.
Agreed. Quick read off of the impact. I want to talk about the impact Matt Milano makes to the team. In 2019, that was his best year. He had 101 tackles total, 1.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback hits, 9 pass deflections, and that he did all that in 15 starts. So a pretty full season there, besides week 17 against the Jets where we sat our starters. In 2020, he only had 5 starts, but in that time he had 45 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 9 quarterback hits, 3 pass deflections. So, I mean,
Not bad.
If you were to, I know that he did play in some of the games in very small increments that he didn't necessarily start, but let's just go for this hypothetical here that he did have 15 starts when compared to his most full year. 45 tackles times 3, that's 135 tackles. That's absolutely ridiculous. We could be seeing Matt Milano a completely different respect. He would have had a very dominant year for a linebacker. Going into, I just wanted to quickly bring up that, like I said earlier, a lot of Bills fans had us picking a linebacker in the draft quite early to replace Matt Milano. So this is going to help us a lot, I think, because one, we don't have to use a pick on a linebacker. We can use this on a cornerback or a lineman, something like that. I'd like to just note that bringing someone like this back, although it is a lot of money, it's really going to help us in terms of just keeping the team together, which I think is most important. How about you?
Yeah. Like I said before, without him, we were awful. We could see that. The defense wasn't as strong. even if he isn't having a great game, he still makes that impact that we need for this defense.
Agreed. I think that the defense with Milano was much different. That's because of his coverage skills as well. He really, I forget who said it, but someone brought up that Milano really does have coverage. We can use him in coverages that usually you would put a safety on. You know, he has the coverage skills of a safety while being able to make plays in the backfield. Obviously, 101 tackles, a lot of quarterback hits, pressures, and just tackles for loss. So he's able to really do it all there. He's in a do-it-all position. And yeah, like you said, without him, our defense was completely different.
He's a really explosive player. He's just really fast for his position too.
Oh yeah, he's incredibly impactful to every single game he's in. I'm really happy to see us bring him in, re-sign him. And by the way, I just want to point out John Brown, who we did just recently cut, his salary went right to paying Milano. So I think that's a little funny, but yeah, that is going over the Milano signing. I think that I don't really like predicting stats for linebackers just because it's a lot of big numbers and it's a lot of random plays. You know, you're not guaranteed to get a lot of it's situational. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like predicting linebacker stats, but expect if Milano is healthy, this defense will be considerably better all year round.
All right, so Micah Hyde, we just extended him a few weeks ago to a deal of 2 years. After entering his final year of the 5-year deal in 2017, his contract is worth $19.25 million per Ian Rappaport. I think Hyde is a key part of our defense. He's a player I love to watch year to year, and bringing him back with a duo like Poyer and himself, great safety duo, and this will be their fifth year together. What do you think about signing?
Oh, extending a guy like Micah Hyde is incredibly important to the defense. We've seen this safety duo of Poyer and Hyde just absolutely, really completely stop teams that, you know, we're expecting him to come in and, you know, throw the ball all over us. And you got Micah Hyde and Poyer paired with Trey White, and back there to really change the tide of a game. It really can. You know, if they're playing well, the other team will not be able to move the ball, and we can play in a completely dominant fashion. It's really invaluable what keeping this duo together means. That being said, you know, they had their moments where they had their moments like the Hopkins catch.
Tripping, bro. You tripping.
But, you know, you can't let things like that change the narrative. They are one of the best duos in the league. Keeping those two together is awesome to see. Now I just want to point out extension, meaning he does still play on his last year of his last contract. So he is signed through 2023. Same with Poyer. So we got a lot of fun years left to go with this duo, and hopefully they'll be able to maintain their high level of play so we can see them even further into the future. But yeah, it's an awesome signing.
So going into his stats, he had 70 combined tackles, 48 of himself, 22 assisted, 1 interception, and 1 fumble. Better than prior years. Like you said, I don't really like talking about what their stats may be for the next year, but yeah.
I would like to quickly bring up one of my first immediate thoughts after holy shit, we just re-signed Matt Milano, because I was like I said, not expecting that at all. After that initial shock came in, I did think, I really hope that the re-signing of Milano doesn't change the additions to the defense we need to make. And I hope that Brandon Beane does see those as still very high priorities in terms of the pass rush. I would still be very, very open to adding someone on that other outside linebacker position who would be more of a rusher in the position of AJ Klein, where he played. Bring really some pressure there, because as much as bringing back Milano does really help, I feel like he can be much more disruptive with some help up front.
Yeah.